Plant-based soy milk could be doing more damage to the planet than cow's milk. Researchers from the Sustainable Food Trust say if people want to help the planet, they should ditch soy products. It found while soy causes less carbon emissions than cow's milk, it also is the key driver of rapid deforestation across South America and the Amazon.
So let's get into the article now and go through it. And I do warn you before we go through it that it is frustrating to say the least, but don't worry, we'll go through it together and we'll debunk the nonsense that's contained within. And so the article starts by saying, vegans should switch from soy milk to grass-fed cow's milk to save the rainforests, the charity Sustainable Food Trust has said. I can't believe that we're here yet again having to talk about this utter nonsense. The fact that people are so insistent on saying that it's vegans who are the ones destroying the Amazon rainforest, that it's vegans consuming soy milk and eating tofu. That's the problem with soy farming in South America, is because of vegans. This couldn't be further from the truth. How many times do we have to go through this? It's reported that somewhere between 75, even up to 85% of all the soya that is produced in the world is fed to animals in the animal farming industry. And the majority of that is the soy that comes from the Amazon, from South America. In this Guardian article, it says that maybe 96% or more of the soya produced in the Amazon is solely for animals in the animal farming industries. It's also worth mentioning that dairy cows also consume the soya as well. In fact, let's look at the UK, where every single year we import around 3.2 million tons of soya. Now, about 70% of that comes directly from South America. That at least 90% of the UK soy supply is given to animals in the animal farming industry, at least 90% of that. And so when you think about vegans consuming soy products or animal farmers importing soy products to use for animal farming, what do you think causes the most damage to the Amazon rainforest? It is so obvious. And that's why I get so annoyed about this, because these people involved in this should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. It's not an ignorant thing. It's not something they've done by mistake. This is a calculated decision that they've made to twist the information to make it out like soy milk is such a bad thing for the Amazon rainforest. That is not the issue at all. When you look at the information, what's happening in the Amazon is because of animal farming, including dairy farming as well. And I also think it's important to mention that even though about 10% or at most 10% of the soya that's used in the UK is used for food, again, it's not just vegan foods. You're talking about mayonnaise and condiments and chocolates that are not vegan that also contain soya, because soya is ubiquitous in so many products. And if you look at vegan brands, go on their websites and check it for yourself. They talk about the fact that they use soya from Europe. So they're not using soya from South America. Why would me switching from buying soya from Alpro or Provamil, who only source soya from Europe or North America, depending on what market you're buying in, why would switching from their soya milk to cow's milk help protect the Amazon rainforest when no soya involved in the production of Alpro or Provamil comes from South America, but soya that's used in the production of cow's milk does come from South America? What's going to protect the rainforest more? Buying soya that's not from the Amazon, or buying cow's milk that uses soya that is from the Amazon? The article then goes on to say, this is because global consumption of soy products is rising, and much of this is produced on land created by deforestation. The Amazon rainforest has suffered a great deal of loss due to the soya industry. Yes, it has. But like we've already established, 96% or potentially even more is because of the animal farming industry. That is why the Amazon rainforest struggles, because of soya farming, because of animal farmers, not because of vegans buying soya milk from companies that source their soya from Europe. That doesn't make any sense. And so yeah, maybe soy production is increasing in South America, but do you know what else is increasing? Global meat consumption. Soy producers in the Amazon make nothing, zero, when vegans buy soya milk from brands like Alpro or Provamil. They make all of their money from non-vegans buying animal products like pigs and chickens and ducks and geese and poultry in general, and also cow's milk. That's where the profitability comes from. It says the authors calculate that roughly 85 litres of milk is produced in the UK for every kilo of soybean meal consumed by dairy cows. In contrast, no more than 7.5 litres of soya drink are produced from a kilo of whole soya beans. But this is where it gets really disingenuous, because Dairy cows aren't just consuming soya, are they? What we would need to do is work out what the maths would be if all of their food was soya. Now the AHDB say that a 500 kilogram dairy cow being fed 21 kilograms of dry matter every single day would produce around 35 litres of milk every single day. Now the 21 kilogram, normally typically about 1.5 kilograms of that would be soya. But what we're going to do for the sake of this is we're going to pretend that all 21 kilograms is soya bean meal. So what that means is we have to take the 35 litre figure and we divide 35 litres by 21 kilograms. And what we get is a ratio of 1 to 1.67. What we have is soya milk being about 4.5 times more efficient than cow's milk. And when comparing soya milk to cow's milk, soya milk uses 13 times less land and 22 times less water and produces 1/3 of the emissions that cow's milk does when they're producing the same volume of milk. Cow's milk is substantially less sustainable than soy milk. It's just not even close. It's unreal that you can have articles being published in 2020 making the claim that if you want to be sustainable, you should consume cow's milk over plant milks. But let's just take the logic of the report on face value. The report is saying that cow's milk is more sustainable than soya milk because soya milk uses more soya. But guess what doesn't use any soya? Oat milk. But oat milk doesn't require any soya. And so if the only reason that sustainability becomes a factor is due to the use of soya, then oat milk would be by far the most sustainable of the three because there's no soya involved in the production of oat milk at all. When you look at what's been shown to us, when you look at what's been given to us as information, it's so disturbing. And I want to choose my words carefully here when I say this, but I think that everyone involved in this should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. Because it is so disappointing and disgusting that people behind this are perpetuating fallacies and lies to push their own agenda of wanting people to consume more cow's milk, even though they know, and when you look at the information objectively, the consumption of cow's milk is substantially more environmentally damaging than the consumption of soy milk or any plant milk for that matter.